Yeah, let's start off with Kyler Murray.
Okay.
I get it. The last few games, I mean, he's kind of been stuck in the mud, right around 16, 17 fantasy points, but I like the matchup against the Bengals. They're giving up almost 19 fantasy points per game to quarterbacks, and they've also allowed the 6th most rushing yards, and you know Kyler likes to take off and run with the football. I'm also starting Dak Prescott. I get it. He gave you a stinker last week, and the Packers have allowed the 2nd fewest fantasy points to quarterbacks, but here's the thing. They're awful against the run, which means a lot of Ezekiel Elliott, which is going to open up the play action for Prescott, who has a 131.3 passer rating on play action passes. He's also had the 4th most touchdowns in play action. I think he puts up a nice stat line. And Jacoby Brissett is my sleeper quarterback this week. 20-plus fantasy points in 2 straight games. And he faces the Chiefs this week. And Matthew Stafford just beat them for 290 and 3 touchdowns. So Brissett, who's available in a lot of leagues, can be picked up and started this week.
Okay, for those not really familiar with the television industry, our producer Todd Mossberg, he's back in the control room right now.
Yeah, his face is probably really
headset
red.
On. He has a microphone
He's angry
right in front of his mouth, and your sit is not going to please him at all.
Hey, if Baker Mayfield scored more fantasy points, I'd tell people to start him. But I mean, right now, fewer than 16 points in every game. No quarterback has had more interceptions since the start of last season than Baker Mayfield. And the 49ers, Marcus Grant's 49ers, have allowed the 7th fewest passing yards and just 13.5 points per game to QBs. So, Baker, yeah, find yourself on the bench. I'm also benching Jared Goff. I get it. He's coming off a good performance, but he threw the ball 68 times, Cole, to get 20 fantasy points. He's turned the ball over 9 times already in the first 4 games. He's averaged 192 passing yards with 3 touchdowns and 3 picks in 3 career games in Seattle. Do not want Jared Goff